Let's talk about movies for a second.
Okay.
Um, was there a movie that you watched over and over and over and over, and your parents were just like, "Dude, something else"?
Okay, so there's a few, and I won't go on about it, but I can think of three easy ones. So Ferris Bueller Day Off was my number one for the longest time. Love the movie, love the story, love the characters. Probably memorized it. Believe it or not, when you said, my parents stopped watching, my mom loves the movie Friday because I watched that
Wow.
so many times that my mom started reciting some of the lines in Friday.
Oh, that's
Because
hilarious.
Ice Cube and was it Chris Rock? No, it was Chris
Oh,
Tucker.
yeah.
And so
Oh, Chris Tucker. Yeah,
he
yeah.
loves that movie as much as I do. Scarface is another one because
Wow.
everybody wants to be a gangster when they're in their teens, early 20s. Everybody thinks they're Tony Montana. And then, lastly, the Back to the Future trilogy.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
for me, Michael J. Fox is my hero. I think I've mentioned that a few times over the years. He was my inspiration and my motivation to create Joey in his not in his likeness, but I always said to myself, how would Michael J. Fox play this character if he was in my body, my
Yeah.
Oh,
skin
yeah.
on set, and what would some of the things he would do? Because I would watch Family Ties just to study his technique, to see how he always was moving. He was always had a prop in his hand. He never had a body lock like I see a lot of my
Hmm.
fellow actors
Yeah.
doing on the series. And so to be aware of your surroundings, but also to be natural and to make it feel seamless, and that there was no thought behind his acting. That was what I admired about him. And again, 2020, I got to meet him at Fan Expo in Toronto, and I
Nice.
got to thank him and say hello. And so that was just a dream come true for me. I got to be the fan at that point. And yeah, so those movies specifically, for different reasons, Friday for the comedy and Ferris Bueller for just the cool. Everybody wanted to be Ferris Bueller, obviously, to be that popular in school and get the one, pull the fast one on the principal and all that stuff. So I kind of emulated that a little bit between Joey and Mr. Radich on their animosity that they had on Degrassi. And then what else did I say? Scarface because he's a badass, and then Back to the Future just because that's a classic. I mean, I owned a DeLorean for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I remember that. I
That's how
remember that
much
very
I
well.
love movies. Now talk about wanting to buy your childhood or
Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
that was my extreme moment, my midlife crisis, I guess you'd say, where I walked into my bedroom and said to my wife, "Hey, honey, I just bought a DeLorean on eBay. I hope that's okay." And she lost her mind because she thought I was joking all week long when I was
Oh,
saying, "Oh, it's
no.
only at this amount of money. I'm going to bid." Da, da, da. She thought I was kidding, and when I actually bought it, she was just like, "You're an idiot." But again, she tolerates me.
So
She
you were
puts up with
serious.
me. Yeah, I just was at a point in my life where I could afford it, and it
Yeah.
was something I've always wanted. And again, just like fans that go to these conventions, they're no longer comic conventions. They're called Comic Cons, but they're not. They're nostalgic pop culture celebrations,
Yeah.
and get to do whatever you want to do, dress up the way you want to dress up, and no judgment, and it's just a pure love fest. But
Hmm.
for some people, it's that Funko Pop or that toy or that comic book. But for
Yeah.
me, it was I want that DeLorean because that
Sure.
represented everything I wanted to be as a teenager, and to be able to pretend to actually be Michael J. Fox driving an actual DeLorean was just the best.